Hello everyone, my name is Jeff and this is my review of the Ever Advanced Instant Blackout tent. Let me apologize for the shaky vid, first time using the camera, especially for a YouTube video. So if that's my fault, I apologize. So how I heard of Ever Advanced originally was I bought one of their XXL cots last year. Used it, I don't know, 15-20 times, really liked it, the quality was really good. I'm a big guy, 6'2", 275-ish. Never once did I feel like the cot was going to cave in, fall. It's built really well. So due to that, I figured I'd try one of their tents. I did a bunch of research online, and I couldn't really find anything about the Ever Advanced tents other than what was on Amazon. And I looked at a lot of the third-party best tents for this or that, and I didn't see hardly anything for the Ever Advanced. So, being that I use their cot and I like the quality, I figured I'd give it a shot. So this past weekend, I used it alongside my Gazelle T4 Plus. There's already a lot of reviews online about that tent, so I'm not, going to get into that. It's really good. Also to mention, there are plenty of vids on how to set up an instant tent, so I'm not going to show that either. This is strictly my review of my experience that I had in real-world conditions with this tent. So I live in Dutchess County, New York. I had it up prior to the 4th of July 2023, for those listening years from now. I had it up for 4 days and 3 nights. During the course of this past weekend, we had really heavy rain, hours. I mean, not like 1 hour or 2 hours. I mean 7-8 hours. Also lighter rain too during the course. It was on and off. The first night I heard the rain, but I fell back to sleep. Wonder why. Now that's a good summer drink if you like grapefruit. I was told it downpoured for 3 hours. When I woke up in the morning, I looked and there was a little bit of water by the door. I mean, very small. Nothing, a small towel dried it right up. I'll get to that in the cons of how the water may have gotten there. But it also may have been due to not zippering it in the corner where the two zippers meet. Because that's the area that I found the water. But I'll get to that in a bit. I'm going to start off with the cons. Speaking of the door, if you have rainwater on it or moisture, from dew, whatever, when you unzip it, it naturally falls back into the tent. So if the door is wet, you're going to get some water inside. Like I said, a small towel will just wipe it up, good to go. I mentioned the XXL cot. Well, that appears to be too big to use in the tent, as shown here. The cot is just over 84 inches long, and due to the design of the tent, it slopes in as it goes up. So the ends of the cot touch the sides, which you don't want, especially during rainy weather. But I will say, it was touching and no water came through at those locations, so that was a good sign. But I'm looking at getting a twin-size air mattress just to be on the safe side for down the road. Okay, now one of the things I saw in the reviews was about the pinholes in the ceiling. Now this has like darkening material on the inside to help keep the sun out so you can get more sleep in the morning. Please don't confuse the pinholes with water coming in through the rainfly. The pinholes are in the darkening material. So yeah, when you look up, if there's light on top, it looks like stars. But the rainwater didn't come through, so don't think that, oh God, it's going to come through those holes. It didn't. I also have a video of the sides. I couldn't get the one side taut enough. Some rainwater collected on that side. Need to stress though, it didn't come through. It gathered, so I used my foot, took the rainwater off. Again, the only place I had any water was inside the door. And lastly, during the setup, 2 of the 4 legs were hard to pull out. I mentioned my body size. I'm a pretty strong guy. So I had to give them a pretty hard yank to get them to come out all the way. But it wasn't much of an issue. So just make sure you have the red tabs depressed all the way and just give it a firm yank. Obviously not too hard. Just a nice firm yank and it should come out. On to the pros. I'm 6'2". I can stand up, change my clothes, which I prefer. I had the cot, chair, table, my bag. I don't like to be claustrophobic. I like to be able to have my stuff spread out, not on top of me. So if you're looking for, is this going to fit 6 people? There's too many variables. It depends on how much stuff you're going to bring, how big the individual people are. So I'm sorry, but I can't answer that as far as how many people can fit inside. The ventilation, I had the top at night, I had the top of the inside of the windows like an inch or two folded, down just to let some of the air flow. And the good thing was no water came in because the rain fly comes down and covers the top of the window. So unless it's like super windy where the rain's going to get, go up, I didn't even worry about that. And I didn't have any water come in the windows. It did stay nice and cool, but I have to mention I had like a 12-inch fan running at night hooked up to a power supply. So for those who don't have that, I don't know what to say, but I did get chilly at one point during the night. It dropped down to the mid-60s. And like I said, I've used different tents, and it rained. It downpoured a good amount of time. This tent did a really good job of keeping it dry inside. So the fact that there was some ventilation with the fan, I was dry. What else can you say? Really, what else can you say? It kept me dry during heavy rain. And yes, there was one person, so it wasn't like he had more body heat. But I think the tent performed great. But that's my opinion. And also to mention, we also in the Gazelle T4 also found a little rainwater in that too, which I think also came through the door. So that just shows you how the quality of the Ever Advanced is pretty good to keep up with the Gazelle, which is known to be a really good tent. So that's, in my opinion, that was a win. So to pretty much wrap this up, in my final opinion, I'm very, very happy with this tent. I'm glad I have it to use. I'll use this on the shorter trips and the Gazelle for the longer, because the Gazelle's bigger. But I look at it now, I have 2 really good tents. So, hopefully your experience is as good as mine. And if not, let me know. I happen to use it once for a few days, and maybe somebody else is in different conditions. And, every review is based upon personal experience, and I haven't experienced what you may or may not experience, so just keep that in mind. But I would like to say thanks for watching, and I hope this tent works for you as good as it did for me. And if you have any comments, I guess that's what they say on YouTube, to put them down below, and I'll check periodically. All right, thanks, and enjoy your day.